delicious, delicious apples. Yum, yum, yum.
I don't really like apples anymore. I used to like Granny Smith apples with salt.
Yes, actually, but
I remember we did it, yeah.
for me.
I remember
Because it would always slice
salt. I know, oh, man.
So good.
Yeah.
Right now, as everybody knows, Apple new stuff, woo, shiny, and things like that.
Bringing out shiny new toys.
Yeah, and okay, we'll start with the Apple 8. It is actually available for general consumer consumption, and you're seeing on the internet, anyways, right now that apparently there's been an explosion problem with batteries.
For Apple now?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you haven't seen this.
No, I haven't.
So there's been some Twitter, and it's been happening in Germany, France, Canada, Japan, a few other places, not the U.S. apparently, but everywhere that is in the U.S. And one guy, he shows his Apple phone, and when he opened the box, the phone had bowed and the case had separated. And I guess I thought, okay, so it's one phone, right? No. Apparently, this has happened a dozen times or more, amongst other places.
When you look at it, though, if
it's the battery. The battery apparently is having a problem, and it expands and will open the case.
But when you look at it, when you look at something like that, though, right? Okay, I think it seems like it's a bigger problem because it's being made a big deal and media is picking it up. When you how many units have they sold? Probably 1 million. So say they sold 1 million units, right?
Oh yeah,
and it happened to 12 of them. Well, that's error. That's like the variance of an error, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's minuscule.
Yeah,
in comparison.
it's not a problem.
Absolutely nothing. So, but it's one of those things of
squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Remember Samsung Galaxy? Yeah. You know how it started with one phone exploding, and then it started just exponentially happening, and then they had to do the whole recall. So
hopefully
this is one of those things of Apple saying that this could actually be a problem. And so
hopefully it's not. I didn't realize that it was doing that, but I don't think much has changed on the 8 anyways.
No, I think the big deal is actually the operating system.
But everybody can get the operating system. With iOS 11, everybody can get it.
God, I already have it.
Yeah, I have it. I don't mind it. I like the I like the keyboard on. It doesn't have it on the phone, but the keyboard on the iPad, you can. You know how you'd have to switch keyboards to use numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now you can just drag down, and it gives you the next one.
Okay.
So I like that feature.
Yeah.
Overall, they changed it to more round. It's not as square anymore. But really.
Now here's the thing. Now this is again just a hearsay thing, but I guess Walmart employees or managers were given iPhone 8s as part of their job, and I guess every single manager has been complaining about the phone.
Really?
Not loading, breaking, not working, not loading information, turning off, and problem after problem after problem. Now I've not been able to confirm whether or not it is Walmart as a whole, but I know that from like one particular store, every single manager.
It might just be the operating system, and I'm sure they'll come up with a fix for it. I'm sure that.
Look at you defending Apple.
Of course, I
Way
love
to
Apple.
Go, fanboy.
I love Apple. I suck the teat of Apple. I'm not gonna lie. I love Apple products. I love them all. I think I've always loved the operating systems. I've always found them very easy to use. I find them very, very easy to learn. When they come out with something new, it's not difficult. It doesn't cause me issues. It's easy to figure out. And if there is a problem, I find that they're fairly quick at fixing them. They're fairly quick at coming up with updates to fix
as
it and
is
stuff like that.
already. I've noticed that there's been 2 updates for the operating systems already.
So
it is good. It is one of those things, and I'm definitely not an Apple fanboy. Like Mr. Apologist here.
I love Apple. I just
so this is the Apple 8, and this is just hearsay. He said, she said type thing. So whether or not this is a problem that is widespread, or whether or not that just happened to be a bad batch in one particular area, or an operating system, which they fixed. And I've noticed that the operating system was, I don't know, some things are just
I don't know. I don't have an issue with the new operating system. It is different because they all they really do. To me, all they really do is they when they change the operating system, they go like this. They go, oh look, it looks like this. Oh, now it looks like this. And it's the same thing. They just kind of, you know when they build houses in like a lot of townhouses, they just kind of go like this. Here's one, and they flip it, and then they flip it, and they flip it. It's almost like that. They don't really change anything. They just kind of flip it. So it looks a little bit different.
Yeah, no.
It's all, overall, it's all the same. I don't have an 8. I still have my 7 Plus.
Now, okay, here's the thing. Are you going to...
I'm not upgrading this time because
I'm definitely not.
Between my wife and I, we switch.
Yeah.
We
alternate. What wife up?
She's going to get the 10.
She's going to get the 10.
Yeah, she's going to get the 10 when it comes out. Because she compared prices, and it's like $100 more to get the 10. Or the X or whatever, yeah. So, like, through Rogers, it's only, like $100
But okay, so we'll go on to the 10. And so this is supposed to be the big fancy deal, the 10-year anniversary one. And so you're saying it was only $100, but
that's what she told me. I haven't looked into it, so
I would look into it because these things are supposed to be like $1,400 Canadian.
Yeah, well,
$1,000 US, $1,400 Canadian.
So yeah,
just for the basic model.
We'll see when they come. We'll see when they come out.
So whether or not you can actually trade in an old phone for
that's going through like the upgrading and stuff like that. I don't know if you have to trade. I don't know. Like she just told me that it would. I'm like, okay, whatever. You can wait. Whatever. Like, but it has like face recognition, which really whatever. It doesn't really appeal to me.
Did you actually watch the unveiling?
I watched part of it.
Yeah, when he did the facial recognition, it failed.
Of course it did. Of course it did.
I thought that was quite amusing. Actually, it's like, you kind of want to make sure something like that doesn't happen when you're doing it.
But obviously, there is.
I like to bring out another phone and it worked.
I like the AR.
Augmented reality.
I like those. Those are kind of neat. It is neat. I like it.
It's a fad.
Well, that's all it is. It's really just a fad. But to me, phones, I don't know if they're gonna get any more exciting to me. Like,
well, okay, so everything that they kind of introduced on the iPhone 10, it's already been part of Samsung, hasn't it?
Well, apparently that's what everybody's saying. To me, I'm like, whatever.
Well,
okay,
the glass wrapping around the edge. Well, that's
a Samsung.
Okay, that's a Samsung thing. But here, my problem with that is when you take one of these hardcover cases, it goes around the side. Yeah. So does not defeat the purpose?
Yeah,
right.
Sure does. To me, it would. Yeah.
If you don't wrap around the sides, you are dangerously close to, if you drop it, the edge is still exposed, and then you crack a...
My thing is this. The phone, to me, the way it is now, and the way that the 7 is and the 8 is fine. Like, the screen is good. It's a good size. To me, it's fine. I just want the software, and I want the technology for apps and stuff to continue to improve. Like, because we all live pretty much on our telephones now.
Yeah,
we like all of our information is in there, and I just want I want it to be. I'm not sure what exactly I'm looking for. For me, it's not the like the manufacturer of the phone and the operating system. It's not Apple. It's more of the developers of games and like stuff like that I want to see improve and up their game to be better. Because some of the games are just they're boring. Some games and some of the apps, there's nothing to... Because I'm not a big gamer, so maybe that's why, but that's what I want. I just want the developers to step up their game. Like, the phones are fine. I think the Apple Watch is cool. You can get cellular on Apple Watches now. I'm not a big watch person, so I wouldn't buy one, but that kind of stuff, it's neat. I think where we're going is cool. Because, what was it? Star Trek? They had those little pads, and now we have pads.
Yep.
How cool is that? How cool is that we can walk around with our computer in our hand?
Yeah,
this is a computer. Yeah. This is a computer.
These computers are actually more powerful than the stuff that they used
to go to the moon in Apollo, whatever. Yeah,
any of the Apollo series actually. So it's interesting. But okay, initial impressions is kind of like when I was watching the unveiling for Apple 10, I was just watching and going, well, Samsung does that.
It's underwhelming. It's
very underwhelming, and it's kind of like, well, okay, this is one of those moments of Apple has been so arrogant in the fact that they think that they're better than everybody, and yet these past couple, they've been doing what everybody else has been doing. Now, the induction charger, great, but you have to now buy an induction plate.
Well, of course. Like,
Right?
that's the whole business plan.
No.
Buy more products.
Yeah, no, and I totally get it. You know, it's one of those things. You buy the accessories, and the accessories...
Just don't fall into that crap. That's how I look at it. You know, until it's mandatory, don't, like... until wireless charging is... Like, until they don't put a jack in there anymore to charge, I won't buy a...
But I've actually heard that some furniture companies have actually been building stuff with the induction plates built right into the...
See, that's cool. Like, that's cool.
Into
The
the
innovation
table.
like that is cool.
Yeah.
When you see places, like, using and being innovative like that, that's cool to me. Like,
Yeah.
if I was a millionaire and I saw something like that and I knew that I was sucking the teat of Apple and I had all the Apple products, I'd be like, well, that's something I could use.
Yeah.
Because when I put it down, it charges. That's genius. That's smart. It's
It's
next
incredibly
level thinking.
intelligent.
But
So,
to me, I don't understand what the big deal of the look, how the look of the phone, the colors of the phones. To me, I'm like, I just put a fucking case on it.
yeah.
What I want is the functionality.
Yeah.
When I press the screen, does it do what I want it to do?
Now, unfortunately, because the Apple 10, unless there are demos in the Apple stores, we haven't been able to touch, you know,
Yeah.
and it's just one of those...
Well, they don't have home buttons, right? They don't
Yeah,
have the
yeah.
buttons, right?
Oh,
So
no,
it's-
and I'm glad that they're getting rid of the home button, because, you know, one button to turn it on is kind of one of those things of, well, when does it break?
yeah.
I've never had one actually break, but I've had
have.
some of them start to wear,
Yeah.
and you have to go...
You have to use the on-screen. I've had to use the on-screen accessibility button before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, one of
Okay.
my buttons broke because I pressed it too much, and I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, exactly.
That
So
sucked.
you know, I'm glad that Apple's decided to do what everybody else is doing, but you know, whenever it is Apple, I expect something.
Your
Interesting.
expectations are too high.
Yeah,
I think everybody wants, like, when Apple comes out, they want their technology, their new stuff to come out and wash their car for them. It seems like, you know.
it's one of those things of, you know, they've been on the leading edge for so long, and now it almost seems like they're playing catch up. But every year they make a big deal out of these things, and then it's just underwhelming.
But it gets people talking about it. Gets people talking about it. It
that's
gets
true.
people watching, tuning in, and stuff like that. And I think that's what happens is when you come out and you're so far ahead of the curve that when you're expected to be that far ahead for so long every time, and it's like, well, unfortunately, you set the bar so high to start that, well, unfortunately, the technology needs to catch up too. That's what it seems like. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm completely out to lunch.
And I agree. It's just one of those things of, well, if it wasn't for the fact that it was the 10-year anniversary, you know, it's just like maybe you should not do it next year. Skip a year and then
Maybe. But
Right?
then they would lose money because every year there's probably people out there who buy phones every year.
oh,
There's a
do you know
program.
how many people just go automatically? Oh, new phone,
There's
buy.
There's a program actually, I think in the U.S. or somewhere, I probably in the U.S. that you can pay a monthly fee and every year you get a new phone. So through Apple, and it's like Jesus.
Yeah, well,
You know,
I'm maybe because I'm showing my age, but I don't like this constant new things, and it's only because Apple does it every year. It's like, oh, new thing, but you've only changed like
yeah, you only change
one thing, and it's
one
like,
thing.
ooh,
You
new.
turn the
It's like-
camera sideways. It's like
Yeah.
you turn the camera up, and it's like, no, that's not new. That's
Now-
just
AR is new for.
that's just a software though. Software can be done.
No,
here.
no, it goes with the camera. There's a whole camera system, I think.
Oh, I can do
With
AR on mine.
Oh,
On this
okay.
phone here, I can do AR and stuff. So it,
I'm wrong. There we go.
I always use the analogy of this being a sports fan and Tiger Woods. We all know who Tiger Woods is, right? And when he came into golf, he was so far ahead of the curve that he almost couldn't meet expectations. He was so much better, and everybody caught him, and everybody was like, "Well, is Tiger losing his game? Is he not the old Tiger?" And it's like, well, no, he's still Tiger Woods. Everybody else is just catching him. The
Yeah.
technology is catching up, and you know what I mean. So I use that analogy, kind of. I compare that to like that.
Yeah,
Apple came out; they were so far ahead that now everything else is like, oh shit, we got to step up our game, and they did. And now they're going, okay, well now we're kind of even with the pack. We're all playing with the same game now.
The pack has caught up to them, and now it's kind of like, okay, Apple,
you got to step up your game again. But
let's see you beat Apple. Yeah. But it's one of those things of the fans are so rabid that
I'll love it.
They could come out with a shiny piece of turd and call it Apple product, and people would buy it.
Yeah, probably.
They would line up midnight launches and everything. And
I love Apple, but not that much. I'm not.
There are lots of people.
I'm not lining up to get a phone. I'm not. I'm like, it's out. Okay, is it my turn to get? Yeah, I need a new one. Okay.
Yeah, nothing this year. No. I'm hoping maybe next year there'll be something entertaining, but because that's when I have to look for a new phone. But till then, it's one of those things of it was underwhelming, and all I could think was Samsung does that.
Yeah, that's a consensus I got too. Was well, Samsung already does that. It's like, okay, good for Samsung. Sweet. So let us know down below what you guys think of. Are you guys Apple or Samsung or whatever, or Google or whatever the hell they are? And it's like, however many companies are. I think competition is great. So these companies fighting for it is great. It's only benefits us in the long run. Let us know down below what you guys think of the new iPhone 8 or iPhone X. Don't forget to like and subscribe for great content.